Now, on to the West Indies squad for the tour of Sri Lanka, which starts next week, Sunday morning. The first T20 starts next week, Sunday morning. And Basil, are you in agreement with this T20 squad that had been selected? My squad were more or less, three of the players who were in my squad decided not to go, so they have been replaced with Terence Hines, Alec Atanase, and Shamar Springer. What do you think about this squad, Basil?
I want to know what's the position with Mayers. There's nothing in the release saying anything about Mayers. What is the position with Mr. Charles? We ain't see nothing in the release about Charles. We know about the opting out of Russell, Hetmeyer, Puran, and
Hussein,
right? But we haven't heard nothing regarding those two other gentlemen.
Yes,
right?
so it's not two in a Basil, it's Charles, McCoy, Older, and Myers.
Yes, right.
So
yes,
those
four guys. Those are four.
Yeah, those four. So if we are hearing that Russell, which I think we all know that Russell was struggling in the CPL, definitely. Hussein, Puran, and Hetmeyer have opted out. So those four guys are opted out. Cricket West Indies in their release mentioned these four guys.
Correct.
But they never mentioned Charles, McCoy, Mayers, and Jason Older.
Correct.
Is that an indication that they have been dropped?
Well, and that's the thing, Carlton. Since this new selection policy has been put in place, and the coach picks the team solo, so to speak, the coach has not been able to get a grilling from the press, because this would have been the perfect time for the coach to face the press. Well, you see what happened in here. The coach is currently involved with CPL. He has a final to coach tomorrow, and then the team will shortly thereafter head out, right? And
but Basil, that shouldn't prevent a press conference, Basil, because
I agree.
how long a press conference is going to take?
I am telling you, these are the excuses you will hear from CWI. That I am just giving you their mindset.
No, but in today's world, Basil, you have virtual press conference. That's how the press conference have been running. So correct. He can do it even from his hotel room, even from the beach.
Yes, he sure can. And I would like to know the rationale for some of these picks and the other guys not being picked.
Yes, and all of a sudden, Basil, we are seeing where in the past, up to last year, this time, every West Indies team that were selected, even the female under-19 team, there's usually a press conference. Is this a policy of Mile Bascom? Is that the situation?
Since in recent times, since the new selection policy has come into place.
Not only before that, Basil. I think the last 10 West Indies team that, probably 10 is stretching it, but certainly more than 5. We have no press conferences.
The last press conference we had for West Indies team was the World Cup team. We haven't had any since.
Yes, and before that, there were teams that were selected that we never had any.
Yes.
And after that, there have been teams that have been selected that we don't have any.
Because the teams that went to Australia, there was no press conference for those teams neither.
But I must say though, Basil,
and
I don't have an issue with this squad. It's just that it's just the interpretation of not hearing McCoy, Obed McCoy, Kyle Myers, Older, and Charles.
I myself don't have any real big problems with it, but I want to hear why mayors and so on and so forth are not in this team. What is the message being sent to those guys regarding this tour?
Yes, thank you, Basil. So Basil, now we move to the ODI squad, and here again, this is the ODI squad. I am more or less comfortable with the ODI squad, but there are two surprises there for me: Aiden Walsh Jr. and Joel Andrew.
Well, I have a third one.
Right.
Mr. Matthew Ford. To me, Matthew Ford is more suited to play T20, not ODI cricket.
Okay, so go ahead with your analysis of the squad.
Yeah. I mean, Matthew Ford is no ODI. What does Matthew Ford show that he should be in an ODI squad? Matthew Ford, if you're gonna pick him, you pick him in the T20 squad, not the ODI squad. You know?
Who would you go with to replace Matthew Ford? Anyone at the top of your head? You can think about it, but Aiden Walsh Jr. is a surprise. When I first saw the name, it was a surprise to me, but after thinking about it, I can understand why they are going with that variation of wanting a leg spinner, a right-arm leg spinner. So I guess he's in the squad for variation. And he's arguably the best right-arm leg spinner we have in the region. So I understand that. Joel Andrew, for me, while I congratulated him, I even sent him a message today congratulating him. I would not have included him in my squad. I don't think that I think he has a lot more to prove. He has some potentials. I think there are batsmen out there, even younger batsmen. Basil, I'm trying to remember the Russ from Barbados that kept wicket. He was the leading run scorer in this year under-19 cricket tournament. The same tournament that Joel Andrew played in, the same one that Jordan Johnson played in, and he scored more runs than them. He has more dismissal than Joel Andrew. Joel Andrew played one match in the CPL and made some good runs, but after that, he failed so miserable that he eventually got dropped, you know. So,
yeah, I mean,
even Kavim Aj, I would have gone with even Kavim Aj ahead of Joel Andrew.
Yeah, but also,
what do you think, Basil?
Even the youngster from Barbados, Kevin Wickham.
Yes.
I would prefer Kevin Wickham than Joel Andrew. How has Joel Andrew leapfrogged over Kevin Wickham? Kevin Wickham had a century and so on in the first class season, right? And Kevin Wickham is one of the more brighter young players. And now Andrew comes and make a 180 in the fourth and 80 in the first class, and he leapfrog over Kevin Wickham. And the thing about Kevin Wickham, what makes Kevin Wickham even more so a valuable player, Kevin Wickham bowls leg spin, and he also could come and bowl seam.
I think why they would not have considered Kevin Wickham is that probably Joel Andrew is going as a backup wicket keeper.
Maybe.
You know, so that's why I would have, you know, so probably that's why.
And also, let me tell you, Kevin Wickham can also wicket keep.
Kevin Wickham, but he has not been doing it.
Yeah, here I saw him wicket keep with my own eyes.
You saw him wicket keeping.
Yes, but in Barbados, he would often wicket keep for his club team. He was wicket keeping the match when I was there in July.
Okay, so on the face of it now, though, Basil, initially my initial thought process was I would not have gone with Joel Andrew, but looking at the makeup of the squad, he's probably there as the backup. He's not probably, he's clearly there as a backup wicket keeper.
Probably.
And then that make it now become more justified, isn't it so?
Right. Well, let me tell you something, Carlton.
Yes.
You know who I would pick instead of Matthew Ford?
Right.
The guy from your country, O.J. Shields.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Because this is where I'm giving him giving him a chance to put his foot in this international at the one-day level. To see, you know, I would put him there because this is a guy that's bowling genuine pace. And we're looking for genuine pace bowlers in our setup, right? I would pick O.J. Shields.
Thank you very, very much, Basil. Good night to you, Patrick Lambert, Glenn Campbell. So Cherian is listed as an all-rounder with a batting average of, of 6. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yes.
Sherry-Ann feels she's an all-rounder.
Yeah. Yes. So Jay's asking, what's the issue with McLean though?
Well, that's a question we've been waiting for the CWI to answer for us.
Yes, we have asked that questions a number of times, Jay, and we have gotten no answers. Mrs. Cricket Forum, good evening. She's saying, good evening, Sir Brown, Basil, and the Cricket Forum community. Thank you very much, Mrs. Brown. Thanks to the members of this lovely community who expressed birthday wishes to me. I appreciate your thoughtfulness and kind gesture. Thank you, Mrs. Brown. I appreciated that. Yes. It said, Matt Morgan said, what are your thoughts on Dutton opening with Matthews? What are your thoughts there, Basil? You would go for that?
I think you remember that both of them used to be doing that, right?
Right.
And then I guess the management felt, look, these are two of our best batters, and to lose one of our best batters maybe early in the game could set us back. So they decided to split them because our resources, we don't have a lot of resources. If you saw, I mean, similarly, look at New Zealand. You remember they had Susie Bates and Sophie Devine opening, and they've since decided, no, we got to split them up and have like Sophie, the captain, could bat as she can be a floater because she could bat anywhere, right?
Yes.
Similar situation.
Okay, thank you. Athena, thank you on behalf of Mrs. Brown. And Athena is making the point, Basil, that Anderson Phillip should probably ahead of Shields,
I mean,
and Matthew
also
Ford.
even Jaden Seals.
No, Jaden Seals is there.
Oh, Seals is in the one day team?
Seals is in, but
Okay.
Jeremiah Lewis, I have a lot of times for Anderson Phillip. I really, really think that Anderson Phillip is really pushing Jaden Seals and Shamar and Alzari Joseph. I really think that he's pushing them very hard. I think he has improved leaps and bounce, Basil. When last have you seen him?
I saw him in the first class season.
Okay. Yeah, and even though he played a few matches in the English County Championships towards the back end.
He played, he got a 9-wicket haul at the end of the season here the other day. Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes,
that would have been a good experience for him to play in different conditions in England there. Yeah.